Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of my sisters out there. You're here because you have probably seen and or tried yourself to get a thigh gap. You have probably idolized the idea and the bodies of individuals who have thigh gaps because you want to have a thigh gap. But why? Have you ever questioned why you want a thigh gap so badly? I ask this question to people, and a majority of what you'll see is, it's what'll make me beautiful. It's what'll make me pretty. It's what'll make me loved. Many of us tie the way that our bodies look to our self-worth. And this is no fault of your own. This is the fault of the world that you live in and everything that you have been fed with since early in your childhood. Sure, hopefully, you grew up in a household where your parents instilled positive body image and self-love and being confident in who you are and your own skin. But the truth is, most of us didn't. Most of us weren't brought up with a positive example of loving your body, no matter what phase of life that it's in. In fact, most of us are just susceptible to the opinions of our friends and our peers and the media. And this is mostly due to brain development when we're young, which we can talk about in another video, but we value the opinions of others so much. And from a very young age, we are led to believe that we are less than unless we have a thin body that somebody online decided that was the idea of beauty. It's not your fault that you've been chasing a thigh gap. It's not your fault that you're idolizing these models, but what is your fault is seeing a video like this and not trying to do something about it. What do I mean by that? Taking steps towards loving yourself. Taking steps towards separating your self-worth from the way that your body looks. Surrounding yourself in a community of people who are all rooting for each other and supporting each other through all the phases of our life. You guys, this is an epidemic and we need to change the way a young woman views her body. I am sick and tired of so many young women being judged, being gawked at by their bodies, being whistled at on the streets. And this video really stems from a place of wanting to connect to you and having such a passion for being fed up with this that it needs to be spoken about. There's a lot of things that contribute to it, and the unfortunate part is I believe that a lot of us are brainwashed to it too. A lot of us are so caught up in this idea that a thigh gap is the thing that's going to make us beautiful, or we're using thigh gap as a phrase, as a keyword to target vulnerable individuals who want a thigh gap so badly, and we use it. Women too. I was doing research for this video and I was looking up information about thigh gaps and the pursuit of a thigh gap. And a majority of what I saw, how to get a thigh gap in a week, how to get a thigh gap overnight, how to get a thigh gap quickly, fastly, without working out, And it makes me think, although it's a good keyword to use because a lot of people want a thigh gap, most of the people who are looking at those videos are wanting a thigh gap for the wrong reasons. And I'm not saying everyone does, and you know who you are. But if you want a thigh gap because you think it will solve your problems and make you beautiful and more worthy of love, it won't. Love comes from within. Okay, our brains always want us to be right. So if your idea is that you're ugly and you're not worthy as you are, losing weight is not going to be the difference. You're looking at yourself through a broken lens. And simply by losing weight is not going to change the psychological factor of you not loving yourself because of the messages that you have been fed your whole life. I don't want anybody to be susceptible to the opinions of others because they value what others think of them more than themselves. What if somebody came up to you and they said, you would only look good if you were thin and had a thigh gap, and you valued it so much that you made yourself unhappy, you went to unhealthy measures to make that happen. But then when it happened, somebody came up to you and they said, I like thicker women. Well, then what? There's conflicting opinions all over the place, and we all have opinions that are different from each other. But the one thing that you should focus on the most is, how do you feel about yourself? Because I know for me personally, I don't want to be in pursuit of happiness to please somebody else when this is the only life that you have. This video really came about in response to all of the things I see on the internet and in the media about how getting a thigh gap is just above all things, and it's not. I'm sick of seeing so many videos like this. No, I didn't go through all of the videos. I'm sure the people behind them are very nice. I'm sure the people who have thigh gaps and are promoting them are very nice, but this idea that a thigh gap is just this amazing thing that we should all strive for is bullshit. If you're trying to change your body because you love yourself and you want to reach new heights and really see what you're capable of as a human being and test your personal records and all of that, see what you're capable of, great. But a majority of us are trying to change our bodies because we're running away from a body that we hate. We're trying to escape ourselves as fast as possible, when the truth is, you're stuck with yourself forever. So although there's a time and a place for, of course, wanting to lose weight, of course, wanting to have toned thighs, but for the pursuit of a thigh gap, to run away from run away from thighs that you don't like, I don't believe is the right approach. So I wanted to make this to connect with you all. I have a couple of offers for you if you want to connect farther. One of them is my I Love Myself Facebook group, where I'm going to be posting in there so much more frequently, and it's where I invite everybody who's working on loving themselves, already does love themselves, or doesn't know where to start, so we can come together in a community and help each other every step of the way. The next is a free downloadable worksheet called Loving Your Body Through the Holiday Season's worksheet, to help you minimize some of the fear around food this holiday season, along with nurturing positive body image. If you want me to make a separate video all about how you can stop caring about your thigh gap and stop caring about the extra fat on your body, leave me a comment down below and let me know that you're interested in that, so we can really be progressive. Okay, this channel, my plans for this channel are to make it so progressive moving forward. I want you to be there for it every step of the way. We're going to change millions of lives, and I need your help. There is so much more to you without a thigh gap. So ask yourself, why am I in pursuit of this?